Hi, Hiram here. I want to do a little question and answer thing about the video I made the other day about the revisit of the Weber lighter cubes. I've gotten a bunch of comments and questions, such as Sousaville asked me, how do I feel about the amazing cotton ball in comparison to the Weber lighter cubes? I'm not sure if he means the cotton balls in petroleum. Need a clarification on that. MrSchpankme said one of his favorite fire starters is cotton balls soaked in petroleum jelly. And Haas49 asked, how do these compare, meaning the Weber cubes, how do they compare to cotton balls and Vaseline? These are the Weber cubes I did the other day. In my mind, now this is just opinion, my opinion, the Weber cubes are kind of a non-emergency type thing. Even though I can coat them with this wax and put them away, they're still kind of bulky as far as putting into, let's say, a fire kit. But I do have them in my, I have a, what I call a bag of tricks for fire starting. I have some in here. But in something small, they're a little bulky to work with. So the alternative for that would be the cotton balls and petroleum jelly. But I'm pretty sure I've told you before, I'm into using as many multi-purpose items as I can. Plus, I believe in redundancy, that old saying that 2 is 1 and 1 is none. So I like to use it both together in a comparison. Back in October 28th of 2009, I did a little video of comparing cotton balls to cotton squares. Let's see if I can fit that in here. I'll put a link to the video. It's an interesting video if you want to see it. But what I said then, and I still hold true today, is that, well, the cotton balls in petroleum, you just take a cotton ball, open it up a little bit, squirt some Vaseline or petroleum jelly on it, and then just mix it in. Now, some people put these in little plastic bags, but in my mind, although these work, they're messy, and what do you got? Just a cotton ball full of petroleum jelly. Can't use it for much of anything else. But these cotton pads that I found, well, I didn't find them. I mean, they're in any drugstore. Ask your wife about them. They may use them. These things are handy. I put, should have got this out. I put a bunch of them in a vacuum pack, vacuum out the air, and I think there's 6 in here, 6 of these, so it flattens them right out. Then they fit in a case real nice and tight. Or I just keep them separate in another plastic bag, not vacuumed or anything, with a tube of Vaseline. Looks like this thing is leaking. I get old chapsticks that have been emptied out and I fill them up with petroleum jelly. Then I can just take these and smear them right onto the pad and use them the same way. But by having them as 2 separate items, they become much more handy. A cotton pad versus a cotton ball full of petroleum. This I can use for a clean pad for a wound. Not a sterile pad, but a clean pad for a wound. I can use it as a bandage by putting this over a wound and then using duct tape or something to hold it down. I've used it already for blisters, where I cut holes in this and then stack up a couple of them and then tape them down with duct tape on my heel. Worked for that. You can use it as an eye patch if you want to play a pirate. You can, like I said, you can use it as a fire starter if you put petroleum jelly on it. You can see in that other video where I show how you do that. Maybe one of the most important uses is you can use it as toilet paper if needed out in the field. So I prefer the pad separate than the cotton ball. The petroleum jelly itself, if it's separate, becomes very handy. I mean, you can use this for a number of things. Putting on your knife blade or your saw blade to keep tree sap from sticking to it and making things tougher. You can use it as a moisturizer. Use it for chapped lips if you don't have chapstick. It'll prevent rusting on your tools if you put a little bit of this on your tools. It can become an insect barrier on ropes or whatnot, or legs. If you have ants and stuff crawling up on a table or something, you can put this around the bottom of the legs, and it keeps them from climbing up. Petroleum, I mean, there's tons. You can use it for, like I said, waterproofing your boots. If you scratched your boot or something, put a gouge in it, you can just smear this on the gouge and sort of put the waterproofing back in. And you can also use this for fish bait. If you have a little sponge or something, or probably even the cotton pad, smear some on the cotton pad, put it on the hook, and I understand that it works just like fish egg bait, that the fish go after it. So that's just my opinion. I mean, these work, but I prefer to have it as two separate things that I can use for something else if I need to. Okay, let's see. Another question I had, I forget who it was that asked me this, but can I light these Weber cubes in wax using a flint starter? A tool like this, or my favorite is the blast match. Now let's get a flatter one. Now, I like the blast match. I'm sure you've seen them before. I did a little video on these some time ago, where I can use this one-handed. Oh, now my hands are all greasy from that petroleum jelly. There we go. I'm right-handed, but I can use this left-handed. So I don't think this will start right away the way it is now, but let's give it a try. Yeah. This is just like with the Weber cubes themselves. There's no surface there for it to, for the sparks to get a hold on. So what you do is you take it and you scrape the surface till you get some fine wax there. Fine pieces. Maybe get down to the Weber cube itself. Okay, like that. Now so I don't know, can you see that? I've got crumbs on the top now instead of just the smooth surface. One strike and there it goes. So you can light these with a fire steel type tool. You just have to prep it a little bit. Just make some fine crumbs there so that the sparks have something to grab onto. Okay, so I guess that's about it. Like I said, the cotton balls with petroleum jelly do work, but I just prefer something a little less messy, a little more multi-purpose in my pack. like that. Okay, so I thank you for watching my video. I look forward to your input, your questions like this, your remarks, your helpful suggestions, and as always, watch for my buddy Max. Bye now.
Know you've been a good friend, and that's in the thick and thin.